Okay, guys, welcome. So now we are looking at the QQQ. All right. So you go to TradingView. Okay. The link is in the description. If you don't have a TradingView account, please, guys, get yourself a free TradingView account. You can get started with a free account. And once you get training and you start needing more features, you can subscribe. It's just a cup of coffee. Okay. Use our link. It's below this video. Okay. So once you have your TradingView set up, okay, all you need is your name and your email address. Then you're going to come here where it says stocks. Okay. And now we're going to funds and we're going to type in QQQ, and there it is. It is on the NASDAQ. This is the fund ETF on the NASDAQ, very popular. Okay. So what did we say our strategy is? It's a very simple strategy. We keep it keep it simple strategy. If you don't keep it simple, you make it complicated, you're not going to make any money, especially if you're a beginner, because you're going to get so confused and you're not going to get the signals that you need to get into trading. So this is what we do, guys. We are slowly transitioning into more advanced strategies. For those of you who have been following us, if you've not watched our previous videos, there's a playlist below. It's called the Free Pro Trading course. Go and watch the playlist. This is video number 6. Okay, this is video number 6, and today we are trading the QQQ. I told you guys we're gonna look at least 5 different stocks, different funds, and for you guys to see, okay, that this strategy works every single time. Okay, now before I proceed, let me put a disclaimer. Whatever I'm showing you guys here is not professional trading advice or professional financial advice. Whatever I'm showing you here is what our coaches and students are doing in the Smart Wolf Club. And I'm just spilling the beans to you guys. So just know that there's an element of risk when trading anything online, risky. Forex, crypto, stocks is very risky. You can lose your entire investment. And of course, the results that I'm going to show you, they are not typical. You're going to need some practice. Guys, you're going to need to learn. You're going to need to practice. You're going to need to anchor down. And you're going to need to learn this. Okay. And if you need our help, okay, just join the Smart Wolf Club. It's free to be a member. But if you need hand holding, over the shoulder training, our coaches are willing to do that. And they are very busy. So they don't have a lot of time. So only if you're serious, you can join the masterclasses, okay? They are all available. If you want to learn how to trade stocks, you can join the stocks masterclass. If you want to learn how to trade Forex, you can join the Forex trading. If you want to go into crypto, you can take up the crypto trading masterclass. Now, they fill up really quickly. So when you go there, you may have to join a waiting list. It is okay. At some point, they're going to let you in, okay? So now, when do we start trading? That is a very popular question. I'm going to tell you what we do in the Smart Wolf Club. You can choose to do it differently, but we all start trading at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's very important, Eastern Standard Time. Why? Because that's when there's a lot of volume. The New York market is open, and that is when a lot of money is moving. So you want to go in when there's plenty of volatility, plenty of liquidity. That's when you are going to make a lot of money. So 9:30 a.m., we get onto our computers, and what do? We keep it simple, as I said. On your chart, you go here, and you can map up the previous day high and the previous day low. I'm sure you've had that many times if you watched our last few training videos. So you're going to come here and put the day, okay? And you're going to have to squeeze this a little bit. So you can see this was yesterday's candle right here. If you look at it, it tells you the date. This was yesterday's candle. So you're going to mark the previous high and the previous low. You can mark that just for the sake of it. So you know exactly what was going on yesterday. You can see that there. And we change that to green. I put the upper line green and the support line, which is the one on the bottom. I make that red. Okay. I usually just make that red because that's when most selling has taken place. So we put that as red. And we include the week, okay? So we map up the week, the top of the lower week and the top of the upper week. So that is the channel. This is how big the candle was yesterday. You can see it was a bullish candle. It was green. So QQQ was pumping up yesterday. Basically, it means there was buyers who are more willing to buy than the sellers. When it is red, that means more sellers. So today's candle is right here. It's just started a few minutes ago. It's about 20, maybe 15, 9:30, 20. So 24 minutes ago, you can see the candle is red. But now it doesn't give you a lot of information. So what do we do? Once we map that, then we're going to go to the 1 minute, and I'm also going to show you the 15 minutes, okay? We do have what we call the ORB, open range breakout strategy that we also use in combination with our usual breakout and retest strategy that we've been talking about. So our advanced students, our coaches do combine these to get the best entries in their stocks trading. It doesn't matter what they're trading, whether they're trading crypto or Forex, we use the same strategies. We just modify them based on the asset that we are trading, okay? So learning these basics is going to help you, because then you can trade a lot of assets, guys, using the same strategy. So keep it simple, keep it clean, keep it simple. You don't need a million screens. I do see some people with millions of screens. It's totally confusing. You probably need 1 or 2 at most, okay? Really, the max is 2. I have 2 right now. I have 2 screens here, one right here, and this one here. The one you can see, this is my laptop, and here I have another bigger curved screen. So if I want to go into details of exactly what is happening to the stock, then I can fire up my other screen, and I'll be watching what is going on, because these candles tell us a story. So once you're able to analyze the candle, understand what is going on here behind each candle, then your life becomes much easier. Anyway, guys, so let's keep this sweet and short. So here is the day candle, okay? So I already marked that. So we already know where we were yesterday, our low and our high. And you can see this morning, it gapped up already. So there's a big gap here. I don't know if you guys can see the gap. This is what I'm talking about here. There's a gap right here. It gapped down, not up. It actually gapped down, giving you a sentiment of going down. So most likely, if you're going to take the short trades, your chances of winning are much higher, because you can see this QQQ is going down. You can see that, okay? Sorry, let me turn that off. Let's go back. You can see that gap there. What does the gap tell us? So this kind of gives you an idea. That's why we look at yesterday's and where we started. So it can show you that it gapped down. That means the sellers are more aggressive than the buyers. Anytime there's more sellers, remember our first lesson, when there's more sellers for a commodity or an asset, what happens? The price goes down. So exactly, life, humans, when the market basically reflects our psychology, the human behavior. It mimics human behavior. So you can see this asset was actually going down, and then now here it started pumping up, and then here we are going down. So maybe we're going to form this type of a thing here, what we call a W. So most likely it could be a W forming. Maybe it's going to go down that way, or it could just come here and shoot up like that. Okay, so there are 2 possibilities. We could be a downward pump, or it could be just a retest, a pullback, and then boom. So coming here to take all the monies that are in here, it could be coming here to wipe out this liquidity here. When I talk about liquidity, is money that is sitting here. There are orders that are here. So this could be coming down here to hit all those stop losses, wipe out all this liquidity, and then boom, pump up, going up. That could be another case, or could be just the sentiments in the market, most people dumping and selling, so it could be going down. So there are 2 possibilities, up or down. Guys, that's life, right? It's either you're up or you're down. Nothing complicated so far, okay? So let's go back. Let's see if we can take those off. Yes, take those off, and we did. There we go. So we are back here, guys, and I'm gonna take that off. Just delete that. Okay, I need to remove this circle here. Let's go back. Can we take that off? That circle. There we go. It's gone. All right. So circle is gone. So once we map up the previous day high and low, then we have our little range there. We know anything in here would be dancing to yesterday's tune. So for now, our interest would be to go down to our, if we employ the 15 minutes, so we're going to go ORB, we can go down and do the 15 minutes, and let's see the first 15 minutes of the day have already been gone. Here it is, and we can map that too. So we're just going to come here, and you can see there's a massive gap down the first 15 minutes. So we're going to mark the top of that and the bottom of that. Okay, so it's becoming interesting. We're going to make sure we include the week. So right there, guys, and we make that green. Okay, so anytime we see a green line, we know it is reflecting at the top of something, like a resistance. And then when we see the red, we know that was the bottom of something. So we have that, and I'm going to make that red, guys. So now I have these 4 lines. So now what do we wait for? Okay, and then we see the 15-minute candle has closed below. Okay, it has closed below this line here. Okay, so that is the confirmation candle. It has actually closed. This was our leading candle. We have our confirmation candle, and now we are waiting for our execution candle. Okay, execution candle. But looking at this, we're going to have to wait for a pullback. We're going to expect it to go further. Okay, so right now it's coming back into the range. It's coming back into the range, which is this one is the range here. If you guys can't, are you together with me? This is the range right here. This is our range, the 15-minute range. That one there. That one there is our range. This is our range right there. 15-minute, the top of the 15-minute candle and the bottom of the 15-minute candle. That is our range right there. Okay. So right now we are not taking any trade, because you can see this did close down, but then all of a sudden it starts doing what? It starts going up. Okay. You can see we are getting a green candle. Okay. These are 15 minutes each. So this is for those of you who are trading in 15 minutes. Okay. But if we go down to the 1 minute, we can actually see what is going on in this candle right here. If we go down to the 15 minutes, then we can actually see what is going on down here. Okay, so we can see that. So let's go down to 5 minutes and see what is going on. Okay, so now we are down to 5 minutes. So you can see we are into 1, 2, 3. This was a 15-minute. And then now we are into the second 15 minutes. And what are we seeing, guys? 1, 2, 3, 4. So again, you can see it did go down, and now it is coming back inside, okay, into the range. Okay, so if some of our students like to take the trades on the 5-minute time frame, and then we have some that take on the 1 minute time frame. Really nerds go into the 1 minute time frame. And then to make it even worse, we have students who trade the second time frame, 1 second time frame. This is like next level. Okay, and we'll be talking about this in our next in some our future coming trading trainings. So that's why I want you guys to go ahead, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Okay, now you're subscribing to the channel and hitting the bell notification, so whenever we put our trainings come once or twice a week. Okay, so we are sharing these every day. We have trainings going on for our students, private students in the community. However, we share these freely on YouTube once or twice a week. So be watching out for a video training for you guys for free once or twice a week. Okay. At some point, we're going to, when more and more of our coaches have more time, we have more students are asking for, if you want to get these daily live trading sessions, then you can let us know. Comment below. Okay. Comment below if you want to be part of the daily live trading sessions, because we have those in the community. Okay. In our private Facebook groups, private Discords, we have those freely there for members. Okay, but if you want to be part of that, let's know in the comments below. Okay, and for those of you who want to learn how to trade and make money from home, just from the comfort of your house or location freedom, wherever you want to be, at the airport, traveling and you want to be able to take these quick trades, you can let us know by just joining the Smart Wolf Club. The link is in the description, guys, where it says join the Smart Wolf Club, become a member, and you're going to learn all this. And if you want hand holding, some people need extra coaching. You need somebody to show you exactly what they're doing because you'll be watching over the shoulder. Then you can join the master classes. That is not for everybody. That's for a few of you because the coaches are extremely busy and they don't just take anybody. You have to qualify because they don't like tire kickers. Their time is extremely valuable, so they only coach serious individuals. So if you are one of those, go ahead and do that. Okay, that was a just by the way. So what are we doing here, guys? So right now we're still watching the candles behave. So sometimes you don't even take a trade. The first 15 minutes, we are not taking any trade. And you can see the way QQQ is looking right now, really here. We are not taking any trade, guys. You can see we have mapped our 15 minutes and we are still in this range here. Okay. Open range breakout. We don't have a breakout. We broke out here a little bit and then we came back. Okay. We came back, guys. You can see a green candle formed. Okay. We broke out here. We closed actually below the line, the lower limit of the range. We did close that candle. The leading candle did. Okay. But you can see the other candle is actually green and now we are going up. You can see we are now going up. So what we can do is our students, our nerds go down to the 1 minute and see what is going on in the 1 minute. Okay, you can see in the 1 minute, it looks totally different. You can see that, okay? So we did have, you can see that was the opening range there. Okay, you can see that. So for the 1 minute, the 1 minute, what do you guys remember what we did with the 1 minute? Do you remember what we did, guys, with the 1 minute? 1 minute. Do you guys remember what we did with the 1 minute? Do you guys remember what we did with the 1 minute? Nobody remembers? Where are the students, guys? Can you put that on the chat so I can see exactly what you guys are saying? I can't. Okay, I'm going to expand this so you guys can see it. Okay, somebody's saying, oh, we can't see, the chat is too small. Okay, there you go. So this is where we opened, okay? So the first 5 candles, based on our strategy, okay? Not the 15 minute, but the 5 minute strategy where we trade on the 1 minute time frame. We use the first 5 minutes, okay? The market opens at 9:30. The first 5 minutes, we don't take any trade, okay? We only sit back and see what is going on. The first 5 minutes, no trade taken. Now, I've just introduced another element to confuse you even more. We have students who are working on the 15-minute time frame. So what do? They map up the first 15 minutes, and then they go down to the 5 minute, and they go further down to the 1 minute to see what is going on in the market, okay? Because we picked up QQQ today, okay? Now, I told you guys, always you have to have at least 5 assets that you can trade. And how did we find those stocks? Very simple. For the beginners, don't even overthink it, guys. Don't think you have to do a lot of research, a lot of reading to find out which are the top stocks or top funds or indices or whatever is trading. Whatever you're trading, just go to the AI. Ask ChatGPT. And if you don't like ChatGPT, go and ask the Chinese one. They call it, what do they call it, guys? DeepSeek, yes. Simply go there, and the prompt is very simple. I shared the prompt in the previous lessons, okay? If you use a different prompt, you're going to get, if you put in garbage, you're going to get garbage out of the AI, okay? They're going to give you very unspecified answers, very unspecific, and they're going to give you the wrong stuff. So you have to put a knife. It's called prompt engineering. So you have to engineer your prompt properly, okay? The prompt has to be precise, concise, and it has to extract the right information for you. With the power of AI, you can actually filter that down to the top five stocks that you can trade comfortably and make money while trading, okay? It just increases your chances of making money. If you pick up the wrong assets, then you might not even get the signals. These strategies may not work. So you have to get a stock that has, most likely could be a large cap, okay, large cap, a lot of trading where there's a lot of volatility, where there's a lot of liquidity going into this stock. But if you pick up one little unknown stock, which has one big week, one small week, which is just going to go up or flatlining, then the chance these strategies may not work, okay, because you might not get the signals that you want, okay? So when we go down to the 1 minute chart, what do? We sit back. So let me clear these lines. So here we have a student who is trading so let's remove all these drawings. So we go down to our regular strategy that our beginners are using. The 1 minute. People don't have a lot of time. They're called professionals. They're stay-home moms. They're traders like me who don't want to have a lot of time to be glued on their computer. So you want to just come in, take your trade, and either win or lose for the day and go back, lick your wounds, or go celebrate or all the way to the bank, okay? Because someday you will lose. Someday you're going to make profit. The idea is to make sure you win more than you lose so you can be profitable, okay? That is all about trading. I can summarize that in that little statement. Trading is either you win or you lose. There are two possible outcomes. If you don't understand that, then you're in the wrong place, okay? And is this a get-rich-quick scheme? No, guys, no. Okay, if you think you'll come put your $100 and make $1 million, you're in the wrong field. Maybe go play with meme coins. Go and play with crypto casino. Okay, go to the casino, okay? This involves work, okay? It does involve work because you have to probably sit on your computer for a few minutes, a few seconds, a few hours. Sometime may take an hour, sometime may take just a few minutes. There are days you just take a trade, 5 minutes later, 2 minutes later, 3 minutes later, you hit your target. Excuse me, guys. So at the moment here, let's say we have analyzed the 1 day. We saw there was a gap down, okay? We have also looked at the 15-minute. We saw what was going on. And now we looked at the 5 minutes, and now we're looking at the 1 minute. Okay, so 1 minute. So what do? You come in at 9:30. This is the first candle right here of the day, 9:31, 9:32. So we're going to map these candles. So, sorry, I have issues with my mouse. What's wrong with the mouse? Okay, the mouse is back. Okay, so this is the first candle of the day. You can see that gap down here, okay, from previous day to this. So we're going to map the top of the 5 minutes. So this is, I think this is the top right there. So we're going to map that and we make that green, okay? And see and show you how this would have proceeded, okay, from 9:30. Would we be in the money now or no? Okay, let's make a line here. Let's make a line here. Where is the line, guys? Line. Where are you, line? Okay, there we go. So we're going to change that line and make it green. There we go. But it is not, make sure it touches the week. The weeks are included. So this was the highest part, and the highest was the 5th candle. This is the one that posted the highest. And then we're going to map up the lowest, okay? So we're also going to map the lowest part of the 5 minute, opening 5 minutes. It's basically ORB, opening range breakout. That's what we are doing. You guys know this is nothing new. We've not invented this. A lot of traders use this. A lot of big time traders use that. Okay, so we mapped that. And then we wait. We wait for the breakout and the retest, okay? So you can see it breaks out. This candle actually closes below the line, okay? So that is our leading candle. And then we're going to wait for a confirmation candle. That is the one that actually comes back and retests that line, okay? It retests that line. And hopefully, if it retests the line, we can jump into the trade, okay? But in a case like this, do you know what some of our, what are they called though? Some of our advanced students, what do? They actually take the risk here. This may give you a 50-50% chance. Somebody would actually take a trade right here. They'll take a trade and ride it all the way. This is a quick scalp. They're called scalpers. Immediately it breaks out and closes above the line, and then there's a confirmation candle. So this would be their entry execution candle right here. They'll enter here, candle close, and scalp that all the way down here and get out of the market right there. But that means you have to be there glued to your computer. And they're going to put their stop loss right here, the previous lowest candle, which was this one here. So they're going to be using this as the stop loss, the bottom line right here, this one. Okay. So now we can see what is happening now. This thing has come back into the market. It has come back into the range, guys. You can see the candles are now forming in here. So do we really have a breakout and retest, a proper breakout and retest? Guys, do you really see a breakout and retest? Not really, because you can see here, this did not touch the line. They didn't come and retest the line. No, they did not. So this would be a risky trade to take right there. You can see there's a gap. The candles did not come all the way, it was not strong enough to come all the way back here and retest. Then we could have entered that and ride it down all the way here. But now you can see it's coming up. Okay, it's pumping. You can see it forming very nice green candles going up. The buyers have woken up. And let's see what happens. So it didn't form really properly here. But you can see what is going on. Okay, now if you trade some of you have mastered other signals. So you have a W forming here. Okay. Some of you have mastered all these strategies. There's a W forming here. You can see that. So again, this is the top of the W. The line coincides with our W. So somebody could enter here for a long trade. Okay, so a long trade here. Some of the advanced students would do that. They would enter here as a long trade, and you are targeting the lowest of these, the bottom. You can target that as your bottom, the previous candle right there, the candle that actually crosses. You put very tight stop losses. The reason is because these are risky trades. So you're going to put a tight stop loss, and you're targeting 2R multiple. So you could just target the previous high, which is this one right there, because it's probably coming back to retest that. And you could target that, okay, for some people. This is a risky trade because we're still in the range, but we could target that and see what happens, okay? Because we did not, what did we use here? We used a more advanced strategy here. We used a very advanced strategy here for some of the students, okay? However, we are here to learn, right? Okay, so these are trainings that are coming in our future classes, lessons. So just make sure you subscribe, hit the bell notification so you can learn all these strategies, okay? So it's good to have multiple arsenals in your. Okay, so this is probably coming back to take out our stop loss. Okay, you can see it could just be a pump up here, and then it comes down. Okay, you can see it's a strong, yep. So now it's probably going to take our stop loss, or it may not take our stop loss. Okay. So do you guys want us to wait for this and see what happens? Now, if I have two other assets to look at. So for example, let's see, we have another asset to look at. Open another asset. So we have 5 stocks. This was the other one. So let's say we go here and look at stocks. And what was the other stock that we were looking at? Let's say we are looking at Tesla. Okay. Tesla is right there. So we're looking at Tesla today. Again, first 5 minutes. You can see the first 5 minutes. This was the high. This was the high for the first 5 minutes. And then the low of the first 5 minutes was this one. That was the low. And then what do we see from that? You can see we broke below that, closed below that, and we went down, all the way down. We have not retested this line yet, okay? We did not retest our line, the 1 minute, the 5 minute lower line. We have not retested it. We're still all the way down here, okay? We're still all the way down here, okay? So what do some of the students do? The really risk takers, they consider the candle that closes. Okay, so let me show you guys. The candle that closes below, this candle that closes below our line, previous high here, previous low, sorry, the candle that closes below the previous low, the 5-minute low line, this one here, the candle that they consider that as their leading candle. If another candle closes below that line, they call that the confirmation candle. And then if the other candle closes below, they call that the execution candle. So they're going to enter the trade here. And this would be for a downward trend, okay? But you can see this is like a 50-50%. This is a much riskier trade, very risky. Now, this would be good for scalpers, okay? People who are just watching the screen, and once they hit a certain number, they get out of the market. So then that would be a quick scalp, okay? They're called scalps, okay? Because you're just sitting there and you're just waiting for it to give you some profit. As soon as it gets to a certain number, they quickly get out, okay? Candle number 1, candle number 2, candle number 3, they're out of the market. Did you guys understand? So this is not like a trade. You're going to set up, put a stop loss, take profit, and go and have fun, play golf or something. You come back, your account would be negative, okay? Because these are called quick scalps. They're very risky trades because there is no retest. We didn't retest this. We did not retest the resolve of this line here, this support, this resistance line. We did not test it. But as you guys can see now, we are coming back to retest it, okay? So if this closes below this line, would be a time for me to enter for a short trade, okay? So we're already getting a setup coming up here, hopefully. If this closes below this line, we are ready for a short. So I'm going to get my short to this one here, short position. Now, if it breaks above the line, then it breaks the ORB, okay? Open range breakout, it is broken. It is failed. Okay, now this is, you can see it is going down. So that's our retest right there. We wait until the candle closes and we get in, okay? We wait for a candle to close. Why am I having an issue with my mouse, guys? Okay, there you go. So that I would enter the trade right there for a short, and I can have my stop loss right there. Just the previous candle that closed up there, we can go to that. We can make it really tight, or we can make it even the previous, this one. We can use that, and then we're going to go down all the way to at least 2R multiple. So we go to 2R. We can target the previous low here, which was this one here, and we can bring this down to, at least we have a 2R. So this is where my, see there's some, you see this line here? So we can make it just 2R. Yeah, we just make it a 2R. And we have that there, and we can come right there, make it a 2R. It's almost 2R, there we go, right there. So there would be our stop loss. It's looking at that line over there. Here some, you can see what was going on here. So that's where we put our stop, and then we started there, and we're targeting this part here. Now that was, you see the retest, the breakout holding, but you can see it is not, it is going up. the momentum is going up. Okay, so it is going back into this. Okay, so I'm just showing you guys that some days it's gonna take out your, this is where you get lost trades. And what is the mistake that we made? Our candle analysis. Okay, our candle analysis, you can see the momentum is actually going up. So it comes up here, and it knows very well that some people are going to be entering here. So what does it do? Goes up to try and take all that money that's in here, that liquidity. Okay. So now this is going up. You can see it's going up. The retest didn't really work because it was not a very strong one. You can see those. You can see this. This is a bullish candle here. This is a stronger bullish candle. And then it forms a little bearish candle here, and then it becomes bullish again, and it starts going up into the range, and then it doesn't come out again. Okay, you can see there's a lot of pushing here. You can see what that is. You see the long wicks at the bottom. So you guys remember your type of candles. That's why I usually tell you to look at the baby, the little resource that we gave you. And I'm putting it below here so you can understand the candle, because that's what you have to look at, that. Other than just the breakouts, the retest, you also have to look at the candles. What type of candles are forming? What is happening in the market? Because as I told you, trading is more of psychology. It's just what goes on in the market, okay? What the people think, okay? All right, guys? So what we'll do is we're going to end the training here. And if you have any questions, please leave your comments below. If you want to learn some of these strategies, leave them below. And then we will continue tomorrow in our next training. Thank you, guys, and have a good day.
I don't really know what comes next. I'm just doing my best, even though I'm so stressed out.